you see vendors who offer some magic AI service, and it's really good to be clear about what the vendor's value add is and to what extent they might just be a front end and like a pre-prompt over an off-the-shelf model. Like we see that a lot. A lot of vendors that pitch themselves and then you get under the hood. You're like, oh, you're just ChatGPT with a prompt and a pretty UX. Okay. Again, might be valuable, might be worth it, but it's good to know what you're talking about, especially when you also see services and vendors switching from ChatGPT to Gemini, trying the different models as they release new models and update to the newest versions. So to your point, like if you have reviewed them and you expect an OpenAI only downstream data flow and they switch to Google, you need to know about that. And you need to know about that ideally before it happens.
And it brings up 2 points that I wanted to talk about too, which is that directly links to the third bullet down there, which is you should, and we do, as part of our data processing agreements, have requirements around alerting and getting approval for changing subprocessors. So, to underscore it, don't overlook. So here we had said contracts won't protect you. Now I'm going to double back and say contracts will protect you a little bit, especially if you are really keeping an eye on what your contracts allow your organization to do. And then the other one I think that's really important is not only for the AI and machine learning clauses down at the bottom, but it's really making sure that either through addendums or through separate MSAs, however it is that your procurement or your legal team wants it to be done, we absolutely should be going through and doing a significant evaluation of contract language to account for this new type of data use and to put restrictions around it specifically. I don't know,
Um,
Darius, how complicated has the contracting process changed for you guys?
it's this is exactly the area where it's funny to see how much things change, things stay the same because it's just shifted some of the fights. Like different fights have gone away. We talked live before this about like the DPA posted. We don't fight about those as much. Like that is what it is going to be. Either that's okay or it's not. Indemnity and liability. Those are always going to be a fight. Usually the whoever needs the relationship more will win. And that hasn't really changed. Even as we now see like the potential liability is massive, but ultimately at the end of the day, it's kind of, do we really, really need them? Okay, well, let's make an exception. The downstream processing, sub-processor approvals, that I think is a fight worth having wherever you possibly can. And the training data limits, being really, really clear about what your contracts say and how we both sides are understanding those, because model training does not mean the same thing to everybody. And it doesn't mean at Snap, we deal with a lot of like IP very sensitive customers, and they don't want an AI model to touch their stuff. That is their line for AI model training. They don't want it processed. They don't want it fed back in. They don't want outputs that look like it. And so, like, just being really clear about what training data limits means and trying to get that into the contract. It's not enough, but it is absolutely necessary. Just being really clear on that. It's a new space where we haven't necessarily aligned on all the terms and terminology. So that's not a great answer. That's just the reality. So the better you can do to be very specific, the better off you are.